I'm looking at this photo that was posted here by the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine. This is the official Twitter account with the blue check mark and everything. And this guy's wearing a fucking bracelet with a swastika on it, right? You can't see it down here, but I'll blow it up for you like people did in the comments. There you go. So this guy's wearing a swastika on his bracelet. And then the funny thing is you have people who say, no, that's not a swastika. You're just not seeing properly. And then you tell them, well, what about the other symbols on there? Those are also associated with the Nazis. You know, they always have they always move the goalposts, but a lot of these symbols, and they say, you know, they'll of course say, well, no, it's not Nazi. These things are Norse. They come from Norse mythology. They're Viking. Yeah, fine, but you know, you live in 2022. We're in the 21st century. The Nazis took that shit and they co-opted it. So it has a different meaning. We're not in the Middle Ages anymore. And of course, you know, they won't have that. There's always some kind of excuse. And remember, there are many instances where the NATO, not NAFO, NATO, the military alliance, on their official Twitter account, they posted pictures of people in Ukraine with fucking Nazi insignia and emblems on their shirts, on their patches. And they had to delete them. This happened multiple times. You know what? On Victory Europe Day, so that's May 8th of this year, Zelensky, the Ukrainian president, on his official Telegram channel, and I showed this to you with the receipts, they posted a picture of a guy with a fucking death's head, a Totenkopf. That's the skull and bones that the SS, the Schutzstaffel, had in World War II. The Nazi SS. And then they deleted it quickly because people are pointing out why, like, there are too many coincidences for this to be just a coincidence. You understand? So I find that's very disgusting that people just, they sport Nazi symbols and act like it's not a big deal. No, it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. And I want to read you a tweet here from Kim.com. He said that considering all of this evidence, the swastika bracelet debate about General Zaluzhny, so here, the guy in this photo, which I showed you, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Considering all the evidence, the swastika bracelet is a sideshow. The Nazi problem in Ukraine is significant and well-documented. No CIA botnet, no U.S. government propaganda, and no fake news media can change that. Thank you, Internet. He basically had done a whole thread where people posted evidence of Nazis in Ukraine and so on. And again, I want to be very clear. That doesn't mean you should go around and start calling anyone who's Ukrainian a Nazi. That's disgusting. The problem here is that you have NATO, you have the West siding, allying themselves with Nazis and then pretending that it's not happening. And we saw this with the Contras in Central America and Nicaragua. The CIA and the West were basically, especially the United States, were backing the Contras in secret. And then we saw this with Al-Qaeda and ISIS. You know, Al-Qaeda and ISIS only exist because of the CIA and the West. And so they get in bed with these vicious terrorists, Nazis, Al-Qaeda, whoever it is, because it suits their military and foreign policy objectives. And then if you call this out because you shouldn't be, allying yourselves with Nazis and Al-Qaeda, then they say you're talking propaganda. And then in a few years, the truth will come out. And then, of course, they'll act like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. That was just 40 years ago. It is a big deal. It's a very big deal.